Hello, and welcome to the very first full-fledged episode of Truly Outrageous, a Jem fan series. I am your host, Chad Miller.
Hey babe, I got my eye on you, and I'm watching your every move. I got my eye on you, tell me what are you trying to prove? You think you're hot and your star is due. You think you got something different and new. Well babe, I got my eye on you, and babe, oh babe, I think so too. Hey babe, I got my eye on you, and I think you look mighty fine. Babe, I got my eye on you, I would really like to make you mine.
So, for this very first episode, I'm going to break down the very premiere of Jem and The Holograms for you. So what this is going to mean is I'm going to take the concepts of what makes the show so wonderful, break it down for you by introduction, and give you insight and possibly a little trivia along the way. It's showtime synergy. The very first episode of Jem was titled The Beginning, and it aired on October 6, 1985. So as the show starts, the Rockin' Roadster, which is the vehicle that Jem and the Holograms use, pulls up to a venue. And there's a crowd out there, and they are just cheering, chanting, and out pops Jem and the Holograms one by one. So the first character to pop out of the Rockin' Roadster is Aja, my favorite character. She's the lead guitarist for Jem and the Holograms. The next character is Shayna, who plays drums. And then it is Kimber, who plays the keyboard. Then it is Jem herself. And she alludes to how everything began. So this next scene is a very sad scene. It's raining and there is a funeral taking place. And it is the introduction of Jerrica Benton. And also of Rio. And then there's condolences left by Eric Raymond. This is a weird little moment because later on in the series you find that Jerrica and Eric knew each other before this moment. It could be alluded to that she's just being very formal by calling him Mr. Raymond. However, it could be just a little bit of a glitch. The next scene we get to is what is called Starlight House. This is a foster home for girls, which is run by Jerrica and is assisted by her friends, the Holograms, who aren't the Holograms just yet, and then Rio. Mrs. Bailey is also a part of the program, and she helps out to basically support the girls as well. She's basically the chef. So Starlight House is in shambles, basically. It's all they can do to keep up with repairs and keep up with, maintaining these girls, which I believe there are 12 foster girls whom they dub the Starlight Girls. So in the midst of the struggle, Jerrica Benton realizes that whenever Starlight House needed money, her father, who had just recently passed away, that I forgot to mention, used some money from Starlight Music, his music production company, to help out with Starlight House. So she decides she's going to take it upon herself to go to Starlight Music and try to see if she can get some money to help out. So basically, when Jerrica's father passed, he left half the company to her and also half the company to Eric Raymond. The only thing he's interested in doing is just making a crap ton of money off this newfound talent that he has discovered, and they are called the Misfits. And the Misfits are Pizzazz, Roxy, and Stormer. And we get our first song of the episode. And that song is Out of My Way by the Misfits. And it's a neat little music video that basically shows that the Misfits are bullies, basically, and they're not going to take any crap from anybody. Jerrica is appalled. She does not want this group being represented by her father's company. So in the midst of all this, she and Eric decide to come up with a battle of the bands. And basically what that is going to mean is that Eric is going to represent the Misfits, and Jerica has to find some way to find a music group to battle in this gig. So whomever wins actually gets control, complete and utter control of Starlight Music. So obviously you know that Jerica is really wanting to get this done because this money needs to go to Starlight House and her Starlight Girls. So Jerica gets back to Starlight House and she's all distraught, and Kim Barasha and Shane are trying to console her, and then all of a sudden, this strange little present arrives for Jerica. The power goes out, and all sorts of weird stuff happens, and all of a sudden this image appears, and it's this like purple-clad woman, and she calls herself Synergy. And she says that she has special things in line for Jerica, and that she needs to follow the instructions. And she's like, whoa, this is crazy, and all the other girls are like, what are we gonna do? So they're instructed to go to the Starlight Drive-In, which, unbeknownst to them, is also owned by Jerica's father. In a trippy little moment, this purple woman, Synergy, tells them to drive through this wall. So, like, Aja's like, oh, I don't know if I can do this. And they do, and there's this room. So Synergy basically explains to Jerica that her father built her. Like, he is this massive tech guru, and she is the ultimate, like, hologram synthesizer, and she can do just, like, amazing things. And her power, basically, is controlled through the earrings that were given to Jerica. So she can, like, you know, do a little Showtime Synergy, and Synergy will do whatever she wants. So also, in this little drive-in, there's all sorts of costumes and musical equipment, and Jerica gets a great idea that she and her friends can form this band and compete in the Battle of the Bands. So we cut to the Battle of the Bands, and we get this band called the Limp Lizards, and they're just horrible, singing about the song called Broken Glass. And the Misfits are like already just like relishing in their win. And then all of a sudden, this song starts playing, and everybody's like, ooh, what is this? So the people start running over to this other stage where this other band is performing. This is the introduction to the song Only the Beginning, which is one of my most favorite Jem and The Holograms songs ever. So the crowd like oohs and ahs, and they're like literally in awe, and Eric is like, no, they weren't invited. And Jem introduces herself as Jem, and the other girls as the Holograms, and says, well, you know, Jerica Benton invited us. Well, where is she? Because she didn't, you know, console me about this. And Jem says, she's over there. And then Showtime Synergy is the first time we get to hear it. And then a projection of Jerica comes up in the distance, and then Eric runs over to confront her, and then Jem runs off. And then the show's over Synergy, the first time we hear that, and she turns back into Jerica, and then runs around and confronts Eric. So meanwhile, there's this film producer that's there, and his name is Howard Sands, and he's like, you know what, I'm gonna sweeten this deal, so we're gonna like do this Battle of the Bands over again, and whomever wins gets a film contract and also this mansion that he has. And so like the Misfits are all like, yeah, it's gonna be ours, and you know, Jem's like, you know, okay, so, or I should say Jerica's gonna be like, okay, so there's more at stake here. Not only do I get control of Starlight Music to help out Starlight House, we're also gonna have a mansion and a film like deal. So that's like ultimately amazing. So yeah, so clearly like the Misfits are like, no, that's not gonna happen. We're gonna win this whole thing, and then their song Winning as Everything comes out. So knowing that Jem and The Holograms is probably a pretty legit deal, Eric Raymond is getting a little bit worried. So he hires this like dude that he knows named Zipper, and he's like, we gotta put a crimp into this. There's gotta be something happening to Jem and The Holograms so that they don't show up or can't perform or something like that. And so he gives Zipper this job to go break into Starlight House, cause a bit of a ruckus, scare them, and they're going to be like, oh, no, we're not going to do this, and back down. In the meantime, the Starlight Girls are trying to raise money to help get things fixed up around the house. And so they start this honor jar. And, you know, they'll do like various different things around the community, earn some money, and they'll put it into this honor jar. And that's gonna, you know, do things to pay for like a new fridge. I think it's what it's for, like $30 for a new fridge. And there's like this little rebel girl named Ashley. And she's a little bit of a punk, and, you know, she's like, I'm not gonna do anything to help, and blah, blah, blah. And then she decides at some point that she needs some money, so she steals some money from the honor jar. And the other girls confront her, and it's all like drama. So later on in the night, the girls are going to bed, and Jerica's, you know, getting ready to settle down, and Rio is there. And this is when we first like realize that Jerica and Rio have a romance. They kiss, and some of the Starlight girls are watching, giggle, hee hee. And so everybody goes to bed, and Zipper breaks in and decides to kind of trash the place a little bit, and some of the Starlight girls wake up and they tell Jerica, get up, there's somebody in the house and whatnot. And they don't have any power right now. So Kimber's carrying around this little like lantern and whatnot, and so they go confront, you know, to see who's there, and they're being all bad and all that kind of stuff. So Zipper runs by, knocks into Kimber, which causes the lantern to fall, and fire breaks out. Oh, it's totally tragic. So that's basically where the first episode leaves off. So that's basically the first episode in a nutshell, and there's so much more to come, and there's so much more introductions and neat little things to learn about Jem and The Holograms along the way. So, thank you so much for watching this very first and special episode of Truly Outrageous, a Jem fan series. I'm having so much fun bringing this to you. If you like this and you want to see more, all you have to do is subscribe. And then you could see all the wonderful episodes that are going to be coming, my dissertations, my opinions, and fun little facts along the way. We appreciate all your support for ReddNSlymm Productions. Be sure to also check out the many other things that we're doing here on this channel. And always, love and light to you all.